What if I told you the start of World War II wasn't the invasion of Poland? That was just the final act. The real beginning, the decision that doomed the world, happened 9 days earlier, in a secret deal between the two most bitter enemies on the planet. By 1939, Europe was a powder keg. Hitler had already swallowed Austria and Czechoslovakia, while Britain and France, haunted by the memory of the Great War, desperately tried to appease him. But in Moscow, another dictator, Joseph Stalin, watched with growing paranoia. He saw the Western powers trying to aim Hitler's war machine eastward, towards the Soviet Union. He trusted no one. As Britain and France made clumsy attempts to negotiate an alliance with him, Stalin was already listening to a more sinister offer. In a move that stunned the world, Nazi Germany and the Soviet Union, two powers built on ideologies that preached mutual annihilation, began talking. Hitler's foreign minister, Joachim von Ribbentrop, flew to Moscow. For Hitler, the logic was simple. He wanted to invade Poland, but he couldn't afford a two-front war against the West and the Soviets. He needed to neutralize Stalin. For Stalin, the deal was a masterstroke of cynical strategy. It would give him a buffer zone of territory, buy him precious time to rearm his military, and, most importantly, unleash Germany against France and Britain. He believed the capitalist powers would bleed each other dry, leaving him to dominate Europe. On August 23, 1939, the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact was signed. Publicly, it was a simple treaty of non-aggression, but hidden within it was a secret protocol, a death warrant for the nations of Eastern Europe. In it, the two dictatorships coldly carved up the continent. Poland was to be split down the middle. The Soviet Union was given a sphere of influence over Finland, Estonia, Latvia, and parts of Romania. It was a devil's bargain, signed and sealed in the heart of the Kremlin. With Stalin's promise of neutrality secured, Hitler had his green light. There was nothing to stop him. 9 days later, on September 1st, German tanks and planes stormed across the Polish border. Britain and France, their policy of appeasement in ashes, had no choice but to declare war. But the tragedy of Poland wasn't over. On September 17th, as the Polish army fought a desperate battle against the Nazis, the Red Army invaded from the east, sealing the nation's fate. The pact had worked perfectly. It wasn't just a treaty. It was the starting pistol for the most destructive war in human history. It was the one decision that truly set the world on fire.